Alright, so this past week and weekend, most universities across Canada had their convocation ceremonies, which means all of you who are thinking about Teachers College have officially finished your undergraduate or master's programs and are thinking about what comes next. So, I wanted to talk about, really, what is the one biggest misconception about Teachers College that every student teacher faces. And interestingly, it's quite a big thing when you're thinking about what Teachers College is supposed to do. And so I'm going to break that misconception down for you, but I guess the first thing we need to tackle is, what is the misconception that all student teachers face? And that misconception is the idea that Teachers College is going to teach you how to teach. In reality, Teachers College does not teach you how to teach, no matter who wants to tell you otherwise. It teaches you things that you need to think about while teaching, but never does Teachers College actually sit you down and teach you how to teach. I know when I was going into Teachers College, I was thinking, oh great, I have all this knowledge of science and chemistry and biology, and Teachers College is going to teach me how to look at curriculum documents, how to take curriculum documents, make lessons out of them, and how to teach the curriculum. And in fact, I think there was only 1 or 2 courses in my entire Bachelor of Education that actually did that. In fact, Teachers College doesn't want to teach you the content. They're not interested in teaching you the content of your specific subject area. What Teachers College thinks that they're doing is preparing you for your practicum, and that you are going to learn everything about teaching in your various practicum placements. And I know that sort of seems counterintuitive. You have this Teachers College which is supposed to be helping you prepare to be a better teacher, but they're not teaching you how to be a teacher. In fact, all they're doing is making you take some university courses about various things. Yes, they're related to teaching, but loosely. There's hardly ever cases where you go into the curriculum and pull things and work with them. In fact, what they do is they just hand you off to some experienced teachers and say, here, put them in your classroom, show them how to teach. But funnily enough, that makes up only about 1/4 of the program. So 3/4 of the program is spent on these various university courses around just a variety of subjects. Some of them are the history of the education system. Some of them are useful, like they're related to diversity, inclusion, and equity, which is a very big and useful topic. A couple of them are related to technologies in teaching, but to be completely honest, I found most of those courses pretty useless. In fact, in my current placements, in my LTO position that I'm on right now, I don't use any of those technologies that we learned in those classes. And it's really interesting because not only does Teachers College not teach you how to teach, I actually think the structure of Teachers College is very ineffective. I think that what they end up doing is they end up putting a lot of classwork at the start of the program, and then they put a lot of practicums more heavily weighted towards the end, which makes sense on paper. However, if you think about it, if you're learning all of these things in a university setting, but you've never stepped foot into the classroom and know what to expect from teaching, how are you going to reflect and refine on your teaching practice if you don't even know how you teach? I almost think that the way Teachers College should be run is, hey, let's put a quick 4 or 6 week placement right at the very beginning. You do like 2 weeks of orientation, you get accustomed to like a couple classes, and then what we do is we give you a 4 or 6 week block. We say, okay, go into a classroom, make your mistakes, learn and observe and watch. And then after you've had that experience, seeing what an actual classroom is like, come back, let's do all these university courses, and let's have you slowly reflect, refine on, and sort of build your repository. I think that would have been much more useful than taking arbitrary university courses on the theory behind asking questions and questioning techniques. Great theories, but if you've never sat down and asked students questions or written a test for students, how are you going to know what works or what doesn't? Right? It's hard to have blind faith in a textbook about teaching if you haven't already taught. And I think that everyone in Teachers College had that misconception. I think when we all sat down and we started to take these courses, we were like, hey, this doesn't make much sense. Why am I doing this if I haven't taught yet? Or on the flip side, what are we doing here? If the whole point of the program is just placement, why aren't we just having placement? Why did we take a program from 1 year, expand it out to 2 years, and then make us do useless stuff in that 1 year? And that's not to say that all of Teachers College is useless, but it is a big concern for a lot of us. I think a lot of us felt, not only as previous student teachers and as new teachers, that Teachers College is fairly ineffective, especially over 2 years. If it was 1 year long, 8 months of placement, 4 months of school, that would be more than enough. But also, I think after I've been transitioning into teaching, after I've had about 3 weeks in my LTO position, I can count the number of things I use on one hand for my Teachers College program. So at the end of the day, I don't know how well the Teachers College program, outside of the practicums, has prepared me to be a better teacher. Doesn't mean I'm not a better teacher, but I don't know how much I can actually attribute that to the Teachers College program itself. So I just thought I'd give you some little food for thought, and I want to know from you, what do you think should be the biggest change in Teachers College programs moving forward? So with that said, I hope you all have an amazing day. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. It is amazing to grow our community, and welcome to everyone who joined in the past few days. I really appreciate it. But as always, I just want to say, please stay happy, safe, and healthy, and I'll see you all around. Bye, everyone.